Hello, I'm Michael Frisina, founder of the Frisina Group and the Center for Influential Leadership. We've done a series of these short vignettes talking about the key elements of influential leadership. We've identified in research and the literature what we believe to be the three foundation points, three pillars, if you will, to what constitutes a set of behaviors that will drive influential leadership. Those behaviors exist in these three domains of self-awareness, collaboration, and connection. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about connection with you.
Individual performance is inextricably linked to the emotional connection that people have for their immediate supervisors and leaders at other levels. Individual leader behavior is the singular most important predictor to organizational performance, bar none. If you don't know how to create strong emotional connections with the people you lead, you will not be leading them effectively. So connection becomes this linchpin to engagement. Engagement drives performance. Leader behavior impacts the engagement of individual workers, and the three of those flow together in a cause and effect relationship to drive peak performance.
So what is it that makes for a highly emotional, highly effective, highly positive connection between team members and between team members and leaders?
We have this exercise that we do with work groups, and we fundamentally ask this question: what are the primary attributes of an ideal boss? In one word, attributes. And approachable, a good listener, good communication skills ends up on that list every time, and we've done it hundreds and hundreds of times with a variety of organizations. So one of the things that people most need and desire from their ideal boss is this element of connection through very strong communication skills.
I remember going in and meeting a new boss for the first time. It was a very quick conversation, very direct and to the point. He said, "You look like somebody who's fairly intelligent." And I said, "Thank you." And he said, "Can you remember one thing?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I think I can." He said, "Well, then remember this. I will always get all the credit. You will always get all the blame." I worked for that leader for 3 years. And he was exactly right in what he meant and what he said about him getting all the credit and I would always get all the blame. This need to always be right, this need to always win, the need to always take credit for the work of other people. You understand immediately, just hearing me say this, how destructive that kind of behavior is to a positive connection that's going to drive organizational performance. So you have to ask yourself, have you allowed certain bad habits to creep into your daily behavior that actually could be undermining the performance of your team rather than driving the performance of your team?
Do people gossip? Do people backstab? Do people hold other people emotionally blackmail? Just to name a few of these relationship killers. If you've got this stuff going on within the organization, and it's active to your organization, they become destructive to the relationships necessary to drive performance in your organization.
Emotions have got a bad rap over the years as well, and we typically ask people, should I ever do what my emotions tell me to do? What's the answer? Well, the answer is it depends. See, if my emotion as passion is going to compel me to a higher level of performance, pursuing that which is good and noble and productive and positive, well, yes, then I want to follow those emotions. But if I'm stuck in a negative mode and the emotions are taking me down and they're destructive and they're toxic and they're dysfunctional, then no, I shouldn't do what those emotions are compelling me to do. And of course, we have self-discipline and we have intentionality and we have purpose. And each of those three things is essential to your degree of self-management.
So there you have it. We have this triad of self-awareness, collaboration, and connection. Each one of these domains has a specific set of behaviors relative to each of them, that learning these behaviors, knowing these behaviors, and then exhibiting these behaviors consistently builds a high degree of trust within organizations. You become an organization known for caring and compassion. You create a great deal of security for people to work within that organization. And then ultimately you bring people a great degree of hope. Whether it's caring for people in hospitals, whether it's in the military, whether it's putting tires on tractors, whatever the fundamental element of your work, it will always be better when you, as an influential leader, find ways to consistently link to your people in behaviors that feed trust, demonstrate compassion, create elements of security and safety for them, and ultimately give them hope that no matter how difficult it is today, tomorrow is going to be a better day.
Self-awareness, collaboration, connection. 3 pillars, 3 keys, 3 domains. Doesn't make much difference what metaphor you use, but you better understand the dynamics of all 3, and you better be able to have behavior that's going to drive outcomes for your organization. If you haven't gotten it yet, let me say it to you very plainly. Behavior, behavior, behavior. It's the absolute difference that's going to drive performance in your organization and raise your level of influence as a leader and help make you more successful and achieve the objectives and goals that you have in life for yourself. Thank you.